The most dangerous delusion a married man holds is the belief that his marriage is safe. You think stability equals permanence. You think shared history guarantees a future. You think the absence of screaming is the presence of happiness. You are wrong. A woman rarely leaves a marriage because of a sudden fight. She leaves because she has already been gone for months, sometimes years, mentally and emotionally. By the time you see the evidence, the locked phone, the cold silence, the lawyer's letter, it is already the aftermath. You are dealing with the exit strategy, not the relationship problem. You missed the signs because you refused to look for them. You were complacent. You were comfortable. And comfort is the neurological opposite of vigilance. This is not a session on how to save your marriage. This is a cold, brutal assessment of reality. We are dissecting the final stages of marital collapse. We are looking at the 5 irreversible signs that your wife's commitment is already gone. You need to identify these signs not to fix them, but to protect yourself and your assets before she executes the final phase of her exit plan. Pay attention. Your financial stability, your emotional future, and the security of your children depend on you finally opening your eyes. Sign 1. The rewriting of history. The victim narrative. The first sign is the most insidious because it attacks the very foundation of your shared reality. It is the rewriting of history. A woman cannot destroy a home she believes is good. She must first create a narrative where she is the victim and you are the villain. This is a necessary psychological tool, a cognitive distortion to justify the devastation she is about to cause. Watch for the shifts in how she recounts your past. Minor disagreements from 5 years ago suddenly become abuse. Normal marital compromise becomes suppression. Your decade of hard work becomes a decade of neglect. Every good memory is either deleted or reframed through a lens of misery. You remember the family vacation where you laughed on the beach. She remembers the stress of packing and how you didn't help enough. You remember the loving cards she wrote. She dismisses them as pretending for the sake of the children. She is creating a new internal script. I was never really happy. I was pretending the whole time. This is why arguing with her about the facts is pointless. She is not operating on fact. She is operating on the narrative that liberates her. When she starts doing this, when your shared history becomes her trauma, she is cementing her justification. The nostalgia trap. Another symptom of the history rewrite is the sudden, wistful return of nostalgia for her single life. Stories about her ex-boyfriends are told not with embarrassment or disgust, but with sparkling eyes and a sense of wistful longing. She is mourning the loss of a self that was young, desired, and unburdened by commitment. This past self, she believes, is the real her. And you, your children, and your marriage represent the chain that prevents her from reclaiming it. When the past becomes a weapon she uses against the present, the commitment is gone, the loyalty is dissolved. She is actively detaching from the reality you built together. Sign 2. The new social ecosystem. The dealers. The second sign is highly predictable yet constantly missed by the complacent husband. The new social ecosystem. Look at who she is surrounding herself with. If her social circle begins to shift toward women who are recently divorced, separated, or openly miserable in their own long-term relationships, you are in the danger zone. These aren't friends. They are dealers. They are feeding her poison disguised as wisdom. Their social gatherings, the wine nights, the weekend trips, are not about connection. They are grievance sessions. They sit together, compare notes on how oppressed they were, and validate each other's worst decisions. In this ecosystem, your stable marriage is reframed as a prison. Your reasonable expectations become unreasonable demands. Your decades of support become a decade of suppression. This social proof is critical for her. No one wants to be the only person to blow up their life. She needs validation that leaving is brave, that staying is settling, and that she deserves better. The dealers provide that validation. They push the drug of empowerment because they need company at the bottom of the cliff. Nothing validates a bad decision like watching someone else make the same one. The rule: if she becomes intensely protective of her phone, if she goes out more frequently with friends you barely know, and if those friends are aggressively unhappy or recently single, her marriage is being systematically dismantled through external influence. She is outsourcing her commitment. She is seeking permission to leave, and her new peers are giving it to her. Sign 3. Emotional withdrawal and the wall. The third sign is the quietest, but the most lethal. Emotional withdrawal. She is building a permanent, non-negotiable emotional wall between you. She stops sharing her inner life. She stops asking about yours. The emotional currency of the marriage, intimacy, vulnerability, shared dreams, is intentionally bankrupted. The conversation changes. It becomes transactional. Logistics, bills, the children's schedule. There is no depth. There is no seeking of comfort. Watch the extremes. Emotional withdrawal manifests in two equally dangerous ways. 1. The constant fighter. Case building. She picks fights over trivial things constantly. She is not seeking resolution. She is seeking ammunition. She is building a mental log of your failures and your temper to use as justification later. Every fight is a line item in her future divorce filing. 2. The eerily pleasant one. Guilt management. She is unusually nice, compliant, or quiet. This is often worse. This means she is managing her guilt about something she is already doing or planning to do. She is trying to maintain a false sense of normalcy, to keep you off balance until she can make her move. The intimacy collapse. Sexual intimacy disappears or becomes purely functional, a perfunctory obligation. The reason is simple. Emotional distance creates physical revulsion. She cannot be physically intimate with a man she has already mentally separated from. When she starts spending hours on me time, new hobbies, mysterious commitments, time alone, this is her acclimating to a life that does not include you. She is rehearsing her single life while still under your roof. Sign 4. the physical and financial prep. The fourth sign is the cold, hard, non-emotional evidence of her intentions, the physical and financial preparation. These are not emotional warning signs. These are calculated, logistical moves. The physical denial. Watch for a sudden, aggressive escalation in her appearance routine. She is not doing this for you. She is doing it to deny time. Drastic diets, obsessive exercise, expensive new clothes that belong in her daughter's closet. She is desperately trying to recapture her desirability, not for her husband, but for the external world, the one she is preparing to re-enter. This desperation is the fuel of her midlife crisis. The financial betrayal. This is the most concrete proof of a planned exit. She opens a new, secret bank account or credit card. She begins collecting, copying, or taking pictures of key financial documents, tax returns, bank statements, titles, insurance policies. She suddenly claims a need to learn more about the family finances, but does so only with a select few documents. She starts using cash more often, or moves money into an account you cannot access. The most dangerous financial maneuver is the consultation with a divorce lawyer, often masked as seeking financial advice from a friend who happens to be a legal professional. This initial consultation gives her the legal roadmap and the confidence to proceed. When your wife stops viewing your finances as ours and starts viewing them as hers and what she can get, her marriage is over. Sign 5. The new me identity shift. The search for dopamine. At 40, her neurological pathways demand a stronger stimulus to feel alive. Your stable, predictable, obligated love is neurologically invisible. It is comfortable, and comfort is boring. She needs novelty. She begins actively chasing chosen attention, which she perceives as more valuable than your obligated attention. Your commitment to her is expected. It is a known quantity. The compliment from a stranger, the coworker, the trainer, or the old flame on Facebook is chosen. It is pure, potent validation. This external validation becomes her drug. The emotional affair. This is the tipping point. It starts innocently, a shared complaint about work, a text about a funny movie. It progresses when she finds a specific man to attach her fantasy to. It stops being about "I could have other options" and becomes "he is my option." She will protect this relationship fiercely. She will swear it is just a friend, just catching up, or professional. But you will notice the changes. She mentions his name too often, or never at all. She locks her phone. She is suddenly happy and energized after mysterious appointments. She is rehearsing a new life with a new character. She is comparing you, her stable, predictable reality, to the excitement of a new fantasy, and fantasy always wins. Once she tastes the thrill of being desired by someone who doesn't have to desire her, the memory of that dopamine rush becomes an itch that your stable, predictable love can never scratch. Her exit is now inevitable. You have seen the 5 signs. If you recognize 2 or more of these in your current marriage, understand this: you cannot fix her existential crisis. Her problem is with time, mortality, and her own self-worth, not with your quality as a husband. Your only course of action is to control your response and protect yourself. This requires cold, rational, non-emotional action. You must become the anti-crisis man. Action 1. Control the narrative. Documentation. Stop arguing. Do not engage in emotional pleas or fights about the truth. Her reality is already fabricated. Start documenting. Date and save everything. Every non-response text, every email, every financial statement. This is not for a court case yet. This is to create a clear, factual record that counters her emotional narrative. If you have children, document her commitment levels versus yours. Documentation is your shield against her emotional warfare. Action 2. Control the chaos. Legal consultation. Consult a lawyer immediately. Do not wait for her to make the first move. Understand your legal standing, your rights concerning your children, and the financial ramifications in your state. Knowledge is power. Secure your assets. Freeze any joint credit lines she has access to. Update the passwords on all digital accounts. Collect copies of all critical financial documents and store them off-site. This is self-preservation, not cruelty. When she is in panic mode, she will take everyone down with her. Action 3. Control yourself. Rebuild your foundation. Hit the gym. Double down on your career. Reconnect with strong male friends who will hold you accountable. She is running from stability. Do not chase her. Be the unwavering rock for your children. They need predictability and stability. Do not badmouth their mother. Do not involve them in the adult chaos. Your stability is the only thing that matters to their well-being right now. Understand the truth. You could be the perfect husband tomorrow, and it wouldn't matter. You represent the comfort she is running away from. Focus on becoming the strongest, most stable man you can be for yourself. The woman you married at 25 does not exist anymore. She has been replaced by someone with different brain chemistry, different fears, and a terrifying existential need for validation. Her choice is not a reflection of your quality as a husband, but a reflection of her inability to accept reality. She is running from time, aging, and mortality. You, her husband, simply represent the passage of that time. Your loyalty is being rewarded with abandonment. Accept the brutal truth and then take the cold, rational steps to protect your future. Now I need to hear from you. In the comments below, tell me, which of the 5 signs have you already observed in your marriage? Use the anonymity of this platform to share the truth that your social circle cannot handle. Your experience will serve as a necessary warning to the men who are still living in the delusion of safety. The time for denial is over. The time for action is now.